No, of course not, I say after a pause, even though the phrase 10 minutes with Mr. Hollywood has instantly flashed me back to Ryan and me in bed last year, and just the memory is making me damp behind the knees. I think you need to draw a line and move on, says Hannah. I imagine her at a desk, briskly drawing a line under a column of numbers with a ruler and then turning the page. No problem. But then, Hannah was always immune to Ryan's charms. In the sixth form, she dated all the guys in the A level physics set, one by one, and ended up with Tim, the second cleverest one. She was the cleverest. They were together all through sixth form, broke up, went to uni, and dated other people. They got back together again and married. His kissing has improved a lot since that first date, apparently. They both have good jobs, and they're trying for a baby, and they're basically sorted. Wonder why they broke up. I mean, maybe through uni, but what about high school? No, well, that's weird. These people even love the other people that they're with. Because if I meet someone, I will not leave their side until it's over. And it's over because of that. It's like, it's over because we left their side, not because we felt like living it out and then not having it keep going, you know? I mean, unless it's university, then you might split up, but to hook up with other people, that's the tough part. Like, I wouldn't personally, most likely not do it. But of course, loyalty is subjective. What if, you break up along the way and you find out she or you in your mind, you're like, oh no, this is not good. Like, maybe it wasn't that close after all, but we'll find out. But I don't know. We either come to terms with what that was supposed to be, right? All right, enough. So what am I supposed to do? I say a bit snippily, because I know she has a point, and I resent it, even though I love her for caring enough to call me up and lecture me. What if he's there tonight and I break off? I don't want to say it out loud, because I'll jinx it. You mean, what if he's all hot and sexy and wants to carry on where you left off last year? I guess. Well, Hannah is silent for a few moments. Here's the thing. Can you sleep with him and not get upset when he goes back to LA? Be honest. Yes, I say robustly. Of course, sex is just sex. No, it's not, says Hannah with an incredulous laugh. It's fun because not for you, not with Ryan. He'll mess you up somehow. Well, that sounds mean to say, that he'll mess you up. I mean, she's the one who's messing herself up because Ryan's just giving her the pipe, right? I mean, I don't know how Ryan feels per se. I mean, he might be just a fuckboy or whatever the fuck we can all know for sure, It's all that matters. I mean, or some sort of like hidden agenda, like guy, just fucking things. It could be Pitbull for all we know. I mean, I don't know his depth, I don't know who he is. He hasn't been introduced as a formal character. All I know is that he, he had sex with her and she likes him and he likes her as well. But who knows if he's actually an earnest guy? I mean, truthful guy in the feelings department. Like, maybe he's like, cares in a sense. I mean, just like I don't know if anyone in these books care. It's just a book. You don't get to feel. I mean, you do, but it's like you have to like wait for it. But he'll mess you like what if he doesn't even know what he's messing up with? I guess in a sense, because I mean, he went back to LA. They didn't talk about things, right? So let's see. We'll find out. I mean, he had sex, but I mean, maybe Ryan doesn't even see her that way, that deep, and I mean, working herself up for nothing. And that's the thing I'm trying to get at here. I know it. You'll end up weeping on my shoulder. Well, maybe I don't care, I say defiantly. Damn, dude. So you're just gonna use your friend's crying, like, shoulder? You're saying the sex is so good, it's worth it even if you do end up weeping on the shoulder? Hannah's just being used here. Feel bad for her, says Hannah, who always likes to analyze everything in equations. Yeah, your friend is a logical thinker, and you're fucking going. I mean, I'm not saying not to, but you're gonna be friends with someone who's a logical thinker. You can't, because they're just gonna tell you the way that they want to see it. Like, I don't think that you should do this, and you're like, I wanna. It's my heart. So what is the point of having them there? It hurts your friend because she just has to deal with your bullshit. So just, I don't know. I mean, that's why I don't hang out with people, because it feels selfish for that reason, Yeah, that's the way it goes. Here it comes. Pretty much, I have a sudden memory of Ryan's LA tan body entwined with mine. Yes. Fine, says Hannah, and I can hear the rueful eye roll in her voice. I'll buy the tissues. He might not even come, I point out. This whole conversation might have been for nothing. Well, I'll see you later, says Hannah. With or without Ryan? Oh, at least she likes her that much that she sticks around. So dumb. I don't know. I guess she like friends. Having friends is good though. So whatever. I mean, they both I guess like each other somehow. I ring off and stare morosely out the window. Now I've said it. I realize, of course, that's the most likely scenario. Ryan must have a million more glamorous events to be at tonight than Mom's party. All right, don't make it seem that way. I mean, this is what girls piss me off with, or guys, but like mostly girls because they're social climbers. It's like who cares what the event is? If they love you, they're gonna be there for what you are, you know? If it's worth it, you might be more important because he loves you, you know? It doesn't matter the status of the event or how many lucrative opportunities. If he thinks of you and your dog shit house and maybe your dog shit compared to the event, but at the end of the day, you are what he's heart in, you know? And that's I don't get it about girls. It hurts my head, you know, because they don't think like that in a sense, and that's why I'm so, you know, lonely, lonesome because you have to work that out in your mind. They just don't see it that way, you know. It's like you're just a guy, and it's not like I don't like you. It's just I don't care about you at all because you're just lame, you know. And it's like something to blame, and I'm like, well, see you later then. Deuces, man. Like, swing away. All right. Sure, let's keep reading, though. I mean, let's not get into my shit or whatever. Just, something like that. All right, I ring off and Sarah Rosa out the window. Now I've said it. I realize, of course, that's the most likely scenario. Ryan must have a million more glamorous events to be at tonight than Mom's party. He won't turn up at all. Stop. I'll have bought all these hair clips for nothing. Wow. It's all blaming on Ryan. I mean, if he's rumored to be there, I mean, just don't make false. Like, if you have a fish, catch it. Because if you don't, you might not be sure. And that's the thing. That's why with people, I'm so direct. I get no action or no girls, but at least I try my best to swing at it, you know? It's like trying to hit a fish with a bat underwater. Eventually, you might get one, but you have to keep swinging. You know what I mean? It's a luck thing. You know? I'm not saying swing at every fish. I'm saying you might hit one. If it's on the top, you're like boom, and you got him. You know? You have to try to whack it and not, you know, stay hush about it. Gotta say it, you know. All right, here we go. Hi, Brioni. The guy across the table is answering his phone, and I glance around. Oh, you spoken to Tanya? Right, so... No, that's not what he seems to be trying to get a word in. Listen, Brioni, he breaks off, looking beleaguered. Sweetheart, I'm not trying to ruin... No, we did not agree on anything. Yeah? Huh. Well, at least it's not just me with the messed up love life. Is that what you think? He's exclaiming now. Can I remind you that this is my flat for me to... He lifts his eyes and suddenly seems to become aware that I'm listening. I quickly look away, but even so, he gets to his feet. Excuse me, he says politely to me. I'm just stepping out to take a phone call. Could you watch my laptop? Sure. I nod and watch him threading his way between the tables, already back on the phone, saying, I never promised anything. It was your idea. I sip my mint tea and glance at the laptop a couple of times. It's a MacBook. He's left it closed with a stack of glossy folders next to it. I tilt my head slightly and read the top one. ESIM, Forward-Looking Investment Opportunities. I never heard of ISM. Not really my thing, but then investment funds aren't really my thing either, whatever you want to call it. People who invest money in funds and shares and all that are like a foreign country to me. In the Farr family, there are three things you do with money: you spend it, you put it back into the business, or you start another business. You don't trust a guy in a suit and a posh tie with a glossy folder that probably costs a tenner to produce. There's nothing else interesting about the guy's laptop, so I sip my drink and run my mind over the outfit options for tonight. And I'm just wondering where my blue lace top has gone to when something in my mind tweaks. Alarm bells have started to ring. Something's wrong. Something's happening, or something's about to happen. My brain can't even articulate what is properly, but my sixth sense is kicking in. I have to act now. Quick, Fixie, go! Before I've even thought clearly of what's happening, I'm diving across the table like a rugby champion scoring a try, cradling the guy's laptop, and a split second later, a whole section of ceiling crashes down on top of me in a gush of plaster and water. Ah! Oh my god, help! Is it an attack? Help that girl! The screams around me are a din in my head. I can feel someone pulling at me, saying, "Get away from there!" But I'm so worried about the laptop getting wet that I won't move from my rigid protective position until I feel the paper towels being thrust at me. Uh, the water has finally stopped cascading, but the plaster is still falling in bits from above. And as I raise my head at last, I see a freaked out audience of customers watching me. "I thought you were dead," says a teenage girl so tearfully. I can't help laughing. This seems to all set off everyone else. You saw that water dripping. I knew this would happen. You could have been killed in it. You need to sue. That's not right. Ceiling's falling down. A moment later, we were all strangers in a coffee shop, studiously ignoring each other. Now it's as though we're best friends. An elderly guy holds out his hand and says, "I will hold your computer while you get dry, dear, but I don't want to give it up." So I awkwardly mop myself with one hand, thinking of all the days, of all the days. What the hell? It's the guy. He's come back into the coffee shop and he's staring at me, his mouth open. Gradually, the excited comments die down and the coffee shop falls silent. Everyone's watching the pair of us expectantly. "Oh, hi," I was saying, speaking for the first time since I was drenched. "Here's your laptop. I hope it isn't wet." I hold it out. It isn't wet at all, and the guy steps forward to take it. He's looking for me, around me, from to the ravaged ceiling to the puddles of water and plaster with increasing disbelief. What happened? "There was a slight ceiling incident," I say, trying to downplay it, but like a Greek chorus, all the other customers eagerly start filling him in. The ceiling fell in. She dived across the table. Like lightning, she saved your computer. No question, it would have been ruined. "Ladies and gentlemen," a barista raps on the counter to gain our attention. "Apologies. Due to a health and safety incident, we're closing the coffee shop. Please come to the counter for a takeaway cup and a complimentary cookie." There's a surge toward the counter, and the most senior-looking barista of them all comes up to me, her brow crumpled. "Madam, we would like to apologize for your discomfort," she says. "We would like to present you with this 50-pound voucher and hope that you will not... we'll be glad to pay for the dry cleaning of your clothes." She's looking at me beseechingly, and I suddenly realize what she's driving at. "Don't worry," I say, rolling my eyes. "I'm not going to sue, but I wouldn't mind another mint tea." The barista visibly relaxes and hurries out to make it. Meanwhile, the guy in the suit has been scrolling through his laptop. Now he looks up at me with a stricken expression. "I don't know how to thank you. You've saved my life." "Not your life?" "Okay, you've saved my bacon. But it's not just a computer. That would have been bad enough. But the stuff on the computer, stuff I should have backed up." He closes his eyes briefly, shaking his head as though in disbelief. What a lesson. "Well," I say, "these things happen. Lucky I was there." "Lucky for me," he says slowly, closing the laptop and surveying me properly. The late sun is on his face now. His eyes are so green and woodlandly. I find myself thinking briefly of deer in dappled forest glades. Leafy branches, peaty scents. Then I blink and I'm back to the coffee shop. "It wasn't lucky for you," the guy is saying. "You're a mess and your hair is wet on my account. I feel terrible." "It wasn't on your account," I say, embarrassed under his gaze. "My t-shirt feels wet." I sit on the register, but how wet? Wet t-shirt contest, little cunt? Is that why the whole coffee shop was staring at me? Because my t-shirt is, in fact, transparent. The ceiling fell in, I continue, folding my arms casually across my chest. "I got wet. Nothing to do with you. But would you have dived in that direction if you hadn't promised to look after my laptop?" He counters at once. "Of course not." You obviously have very quick reactions. You would have dived out of harm's way. Yeah. Well, whatever. I shrug it off. Not whatever. He shakes his head firmly. I'm indebted to you. Can I don't know, buy you a coffee? That's how it always starts, doesn't it? He leaves his laptop. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, I mean, this is casual, but it's like odd because you're starting a date with someone who helped your ass, but you're the one who failed, and it's weird. It's like she doesn't really want this to be more than what it is. Like most likely, like it's weird because it's like a big deal, but like I mean, I don't know what to make of it. The company's already paying her. It's like you're giving her charity. It's just weird. She saved her computer, but there's no need for a reward. She was kind enough to take care of this for you. She didn't expect you to have to pay her. Well, let's keep reading though, because I mean, it's a nice back and forth conversation, and it feels like a good one. Good communication here. I mean, you obviously praised her, so we'll find it.